It's Carter Sports back, and today is part 3 of USC early spring enrollees. So let's go.
Disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Entering into the chat, we got Carlon Jones, a 6'3", 290-pound defensive lineman out of the state of Texas, hailing from Bay City High School. Jones was a 4-star recruit, and he was rated as the number 17th defensive lineman in the country by 247 Sports. He was rated the number 36th player overall in the state of Texas by On3. Carlon Jones is a beast, and he's very productive, and his stats show that. As a senior, he recorded 95 tackles, including 30 tackles for loss, with 17 and a half sacks and 23 quarterback hurries, playing mostly at defensive tackle. To rack up 95 tackles, playing defensive tackle primarily, 30 tackles for loss, and 17 and a half sacks with 23 hurries, you a menace. You don't supposed to be able to get that many tackles playing defensive tackle. So it shows you how dominant this kid is. He was tied for 3rd in the state in sacks and was named Texas District 12-4 Division I MVP. Additionally, he was named the preseason 4A Defensive Player of the Year and selected to the preseason 4A All-State first team. And we talking about Texas. We know how talent rich Texas is. So to stand out on the defensive line in Texas, that speaks volume to this kid's savageness. And that year he had them 95 tackles and 17 and a half sacks and 30 hurries. That was a follow-up to when he had 102 tackles and 29 for loss and 13 sacks. So you see, this kid got better. A little less tackles, but more sacks and more quarterback hurries. That showed it wasn't a fluke. That showed this kid is a man amongst boys, and he's getting better and he's developing. For that show, he at least probably got a good work ethic foundation that we could start at in college. And Carlon Jones is very important to USC for several reasons, right? First off, we needed defensive linemen, especially a defensive tackle out of high school. We lost David Pele for an Instagram post. I feel like we shouldn't have pulled that offer because he said his team sucked. I mean, he's just a kid, but oh well. So we really needed this when we lost Pele, right? And then it's important for the future to us start stacking up resumes of getting highly touted defensive linemen out of high school and develop them and put them in the NFL. Because there's 2 positions that I noticed with high school players what they be worried about and lean towards the coaching. It seemed like it'd be first and primary on their decision. And defensive linemen, they like to go to schools with coaches that got a long history of producing and developing NFL defensive linemen, right? So he important on twofold. It's a need now and perception for the future. Carlon Jones, Cameron Fountain, G-Day Abasiri, is crucial that we develop them into D1 starters. For the future, it'll be easy for us to recruit defensive linemen out of high school, man. So Carlon Jones is a big pickup. I like the kid. He's smart. He understands the connections you make with USC and life after football with USC. He understand what DeAnton Lynn is doing, and he understand that USC need big bodies in the Big Ten, and he probably get early playing time. You know what I'm talking about? If anybody lacking, anybody but Bear and Isaiah Rakes. You know, he gonna be competing for that spot. I think Bear got a spot, Mando. I think Isaiah Rakes got a spot, Mando. Everybody else, I don't think it's Mando. Everybody else gonna be up for competition, and I'm even pretty sure Bear and Isaiah Rakes gonna get put in a competition as well. I know it ain't gonna be handed to them. I'm just projecting. So if anybody that's on the roster now on that defensive line, not with them two names, you better be on your ball, especially if you a tackle, because Carlon Jones is coming. And he got the size to play from day one. I mean, if we had Stanley in there at 250, I mean, hey, right? So Carlon Jones is a big pickup on many folds, high profile recruit. Right when he committed, it was kind of like a slow time in the recruiting season, and everybody know USC need defensive linemen, so kids is gonna remember this pickup. Carlon Jones is gonna be remembered in the eyes of the high school nation, and these recruits is gonna take note of that and be on that. You know, USC is being watched, as they should, just like every other program. So it's important that Carlon Jones be developed. And I think he will. I feel like we got an elite coaching staff, and we gonna get the best out this kid. And if we get the best out this kid, this is a stat stuffing defensive tackle. Right. Now let's get to my boy B-Jack, Bryan Jackson. Bryan Jackson is a 6'1", 230-pound running back. Right. USC fans, he gonna remind you of a Landale White type running back. He that thunder, or our lightning, cause he showed that thunder. He showed trucking. He sure was a man amongst boys in high school. I'll tell you, reminding me of a young Jerome Bettis or something. Know what I'm saying? A power back with wiggle. And he's important. He's very important for USC heading to the Big Ten when we get them games where it's raining and it's cold and it's gonna be tough football. It's gonna be student body right. He a big running back that could deliver a bruising. You know what I'm saying? He just ain't gonna be taking. He a running back that gonna give licks. And instead of the defense wearing him down, he gonna be wearing defensive downs. You know, when the hole ain't there, he hunt defenders. You know what I'm saying? But he got the vision to get through the hole, the speed, the quickness. He got agility as well. So it ain't like he's a power back, fullback. No, he's a running back with the power of a fullback. And we gonna need that in the Big Ten when them games get ugly and gonna be won in the trenches in the mud. You want 5 or 6 300-pound offensive linemen, and it's beautiful when you got them putting pressure on the line and you got a big 230, 40-pound running back coming behind that. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be prepared. With running backs like this, we prepare for any style. You know, this make our offense more versatile. We always have to speed guys, and guys can hit the edge. Well, this guy is running between them tackles. You know what I'm talking about? And he productive as well. Very productive. A 4-star recruit. He was touted as the number 27 running back in the nation by rivals. B-Jack. Like his attitude too. Got a great attitude. Work hard. Got a good work ethic, I heard. You know, a humble kid. Good for the locker room. As a senior at McKinney, he rushed for 681 yards on 129 carries. Now you like, that's not a lot of yards, but the kid was hurt. He had an injury that kept him out for weeks. But he averaged 5.3 yards a carry and had 8 touchdowns. And he also collected 2 receptions as well. And he had 1 passing attempt for 42 yards and resulted in the TD. So with Lincoln Riley want to run a trick play with the running back or something, he a running back that can throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's B-Jack. I like him. I like his swag. As a junior, when he wasn't hurt, right, he got 1,600 yards on 1,647 yards on 265 carries, averaged 6.2 per carry, and got 23 TDs, right? He was all first team, 5A and 6A in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Another Texas kid standing out amongst Texas athletes. So you seen what he did with a full season, 1,600 yards, 6.2 a carry, 23 TDs, very productive. Very productive, and he's crucial too. He's another running back we need. We got to start building legacy with these kids, because we going to always need a power back. It's always going to be beneficial to have a power back in this Big Ten. So Carlon Jones and Bryan Jackson, they can start a tradition now with the USC coaching staff and the track record. Like, look, we producing great running backs, we producing great defensive linemen. Because when we go in these rooms, in these recruiting wars, besides the money aspect, that's the second thing these kids probably want to know. And their parents, well, how you gonna develop my kid? Why should I trust you to develop my kid and get him to the next level? And you got to be able to pull out a portfolio of successful kids that you can have running through the program. And for USC and its coaching staff, especially on the defensive side of the ball and on the offensive side of the ball, with the running game, we need to have a portfolio to, so you see, look at this player in the NFL, look at what this player did in college, look at this player got drafted, look at what we did, look how we made this player better, look how we took this 3-star and got him in the first round, look how we took this 4-star and got him, you know what I'm saying? So these recruits are important. This recruiting class is so important heading to the Big Ten. And not only is it important because we need every one of them, it's important for us to develop these athletes, to build that reputation. Why you think Nick Saban built the dynasty he built? Because quickly he developed players and put them in the NFL. Players didn't go to Bama just because it was Bama and they was winning championships. No, they went because Nick Saban had the pedigree, the resume, and the profile to get your kid to the NFL. Nick Saban can walk in and recruit living room, right? He can walk in and recruit living room and have a whole list of players that he done put in the NFL. You know what I'm talking about? So this is important. Bryan Jackson, B-Jack, Carlon Jones, come on down. Early enrollees. I'm happy they in there early too, because when the freshmen get in there early, that's shown that double your chances of getting on the field. You know what I'm talking about? And that's another thing for perception. You playing true freshmen, that gonna boost your recruiting profile as well. So it's important. I hope these kids get on the field. You know what I'm talking about? It's Carter Sports, B-Jack coming Lindell White style, Carlon Jones coming Cedric Ellis style, and we up. So it's Carter Sports, it's USC, and let's go.